I have the Olympic hockey game on right now. It's live.
Yelverton Abraham. Men or women?
Men. Canada and Czechia.
Hey, buddy, how could you be like proud of this country?
No.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I was listening to a hockey podcast that I really like, and the guys on it were being like, one's Canadian and one's American, and they were being like, oh well, the White House was tweeting about hockey and saying go Team America, and how do you guys feel about like rooting for America where all this fucked up stuff is going on? And they were like, I don't care what and these guys I think are like, they come off as like liberal, like left leaning, like I don't think they're definitely not like Trumpy or anything, but they said something like, I don't care what I wish those assholes weren't talking about my team. I'm going to cheer them on no matter what. Like, whatever's going out in the political world, I just think that's, just forget about that. Who cares about that? I'm just trying to watch my team. I wish they didn't have to make us think about all this fucked up stuff. And it's like, well, you know what? The players don't feel like that. The actual athletes on the team are like going to meet Trump and like saying that they love Trump and like talking you can never ever just completely separate politics from sports like that. I think that's
not in this beautiful country.
I think that is really immature and like small-minded and just ignorant to just think about and talk about sports like that. It's always political. It is always political. And what do you think the fucking kid if what everyone thinks is going to happen happens and the gold medal match is America and Canada again, what do you fucking think is going to be going through the Canadians' mind? Do you think the Canadians are going to be thinking about how our president said that we want to take them over and make them a state and take away their national sovereignty and identity? You think they're not going to be fucking thinking about that while they're playing? Because I think they will. So I think if you want to separate politics from sports, then I don't know. You have the mind of a child. You have a baby brain, and God bless you. Good luck with everything, I guess.
Yeah, that's just when people say it's just like, I don't want to lose any listeners. That's what they're saying to me. It's like, I value everyone's ears because I just have to have numbers on a spreadsheet to give to my boss so he can give it to the board of trustees so we get the budget for my show. It's just the most selfish, cynical fucking way to see things. And it's pathetic. And if I heard about like some hockey show being like, yeah, fuck Trump, I'd be like, okay, I'll listen to this hockey show. I'll at least download the episode and mark it as listened.
Oh, I'll follow it on. I'll follow their shit on. I might not listen to the podcast, but I'll follow them on Twitter and Instagram and like their shit.
Yeah,
post their
I'll pretend I like them, like how those people pretend to like Kid Rock.
But yeah, I'm not cheering for Team USA in hockey. First, there's only one Avalanche on the team, and he's a guy that's kind of old and doesn't really play that much for the Avs. He's like a third or fourth line center, Brock Nelson, and really he played for the Islanders for so long. He's an Islander. I don't, even though he's on my team, I don't know. I like him and everything, and all that's fine. But yeah, I'm not rooting. All the Americans, the team USA has in the Olympics this year, they're a bunch of assholes and fucking pricks. I don't really like them.
Will you be rooting for Team Israel in the World Baseball Classic?
I saw a guy in a Team Israel baseball hoodie at Costco a couple weeks ago.
Did he shove him in front of a bus?
Nah, I fucking mean mugged him though. I was giving him some dirty looks.
And he's like, "Oh, what? You're anti-Semitic? I can't believe you're anti-Semitic." Actually, anti-Semitism is anti-Semitism because 80% of the Jews in the world see Israel as a nation state. And they were like making up like statistics.
I'm such a pussy. I don't think he didn't even notice me. I wasn't.
100% of my friends think you're a bitch. How about that, dumbass? Dumbass.
Welcome to Force Takeaways, folks. Tony Ballgame and Jake the Snake coming at you. This probably not going to be a super long episode. We're just here to check in on a couple little football things.
Yeah, we're just getting high.
We're just getting high.
Hey, we're just getting high. Actually, I have been experimenting with marijuana once again.
Oh my gosh.
I take the smallest hit.
You better be careful with that stuff, man.
I take the smallest hit off of a weed pen like 2 times a week before like a couple of runs, like when I run during the week. And then by the time my family is home, I'm no longer like affected by it. And let me tell you, it feels pretty good to be back, Tony. I'm thinking about getting into smoking weed and doing nothing full time. Maybe trying to get some kind of disability.
Next time you do that, next time you take a little honk off the bobo before you go on a run, text me. I want you to text me next time you do that, so I can enjoy it with you.
When you're like working, I was texting you about like the show. I was kind of high,
Nice.
And running, and I just kept talking about like a draft. Like I was like, man, I'm so happy about the draft, and I was like listening to a draft podcast. I was overcome with like positive emotion from the weed.
I will. Oh boy, McKinnon just fucking did penalize the guy. They did not call it.
Wait,
sorry,
Kate McKinnon from SNL?
No, Nate McKinnon from Team Canada. Nathan McKinnon, one of the best players in the world.
Okay, I thought you were saying
they're calling a penalty. He totally just cross-checked a guy to the ground. He's going to go to the box.
Kate McKinnon, the best, my favorite improviser who has the best politics.
God, when she did the piano thing.
Oh,
yeah,
God,
that was so
bad. I would never show my face in public again if I did something that fucking lame.
I still get really heated about that when I think.
I can't believe that, like, she wanted to. I can believe that she wanted to do that, but I can't believe they let her.
I heard
there's no one there.
Hasn't it come out that I thought I remember reading that they were gonna do that if they were planning they were mistakenly assuming that Hillary was just gonna win and they were gonna do it after a victory and it would be kind of like funny and silly, but then she lost and they didn't know if to cut it or not and they decided to do it and make it like somber and it was really
and it was so dude, that and then like the Imagine quarantine video are probably the two worst things celebrities have done, and celebrities have like hurt children and their spouses.
The Imagine quarantine thing I think is actually almost more excusable because we were all so just stir crazy and bonkers during the pandemic. But it actually didn't that come out in like May or like April or something? It was like really early in the pandemic and it was like
really early. It was like 2 weeks in. And it's like shut the fuck up.
Dude, I remember having to go to work on St. Patrick's Day 2020. And I worked in River North, and I was, oh, geez, this game is getting physical. Sorry, I can't help myself. I'm watching Canada and Czechia, and there's some hard hitting going on. You don't really see the Olympics Olympic hockey isn't quite as physical as league play typically because they're kind of taking it more seriously and like, but. Oh, Crosby is struggling. Sidney Crosby just went to the bench.
42 years old.
He's like hunched over. He is.
Is he even in
he's 39 or 40
anymore?
Oh, he's still in the NHL. He's playing awesome. He's having a really nice season.
I guess he had to have taken HGH then.
His production hasn't dipped really all that much throughout his career.
HGH.
Like he's one of the best players of all time. He's a Hall of Famer.
They probably let him take HGH. I bet the NHL does stuff like that because they let They let those boys sexually assault each other, and all those coaches sexually assault those boys. So it's true, man. It is just a lot of like hockey, especially like junior hockey. It is just like there's rampant abuse, like at every level.
That stuff that stuff has come out over the years, and hopefully we get that all cleaned up. Canada, can we clean it up? Can we clean it up, please?
Like, I'm supposed to feel bad as an American because of Trump, but these Canadian guys, what they're doing to these 14-year-old boys, grisly stuff.
No, but I do find myself rooting for Team Canada in these Olympics, and it's kind of strange. Maybe you have familiar with this and you've dealt with this, but don't you feel like there's always growing up as like a young boy in the United States, whenever it's something like the Olympics or the World Cup or anything, when there's national competition and it comes to Canada, it was always like, and I feel like South Park did this, where we just made fun of Canada, like, it's not a real country, like, they're dorks, they're losers, like, it was very common to sort of rag on Canada, is like, almost how we do with the French, almost, to be like, they're idiots, they're pussies, we don't even take them seriously.
Oh, that
has become a little harder to do as the, whole Trump. Oh boy, Crosby's going to the locker room. Oh brother. As the whole Trump trying to take over Canada thing has become more and more real. It's become more MAGA coded, more Trump coded to make fun of Canada now, and I try to avoid it and be like, I don't know. I really do like Canada though, and I actually always have. I've always had appreciation for their just very slight difference from America.
Yeah, they're like the store brand America.
Yeah, it's just a different brand. It's a lot of the same stuff. A lot of the stuff you're familiar with. A few differences. More French.
A little more French, yeah. But our French, like especially down in the Bayou, I would say, is more French than their French. They do like pretentious French. We do like we have like country French here.
We do like backwoods.
We have like
are shooting
corn and shrimp. Yeah,
type of French.
Shrimp and gator fed.
They don't have shrimp boils in Montreal, okay, pal?
No,
they have bagels, great bagels. It's a little different.
They have Tim Hortons.
I found myself doing this during the Olympics, the Summer Olympics with basketball. I was definitely rooting for Team Serbia when it was Serbia versus USA.
Yeah.
It was it was tough though because that was a great game and stuff. I mean, it was after that game I was rooting for Team USA versus France, I believe, for the silver. It's definitely rooting for.
Well,
Team
if you want to argue like the MAGA coding aspect of it, Serbians in 2016, especially Serbian Americans, hated Hillary Clinton, and they all voted for Trump. They love Trump. Serbian Americans love Trump.
Oh yeah, Serbia's very
of
right.
The Clintons. Yeah, the Clintons like the bombings in Serbia and like, what Bill Clinton did over there. They fucking hate the Clintons. So if you want to be like anti-MAGA, you honestly have to say something like, well, all Serbians are pigs or dogs or something like that. Look at those Serbian dogs, try their best. It's laughable. Like that, you have to say that kind of stuff.
Oh my God, we're going to get killed. No, yeah, I don't know a whole lot about that history. I just know it was a little touch and go there for a while in Serbia in the 90s, to my understanding.
Yeah,
not fully versed on the sort of background of that or the context, but yeah, it seemed like it was trouble there for a moment.
Yeah, well, maybe if they would just chill out as a people, things would go better.
That sort of region of Europe is
it's harsh, yeah.
Sort of known for being war torn.
Bordering on the Adriatic is kind of scary place.
Seems like a beautiful country, though. Great food.
Oh, Bosnian women! Don't get me started.
I went to a little Serbian grocery store here because since my favorite basketball player Nikola Jokic is Serbian, I've sort of adopted Serbia as my little favorite country, and whenever I see a Serbian thing here in Chicago, which there are many,
unfortunately,
I check it out. So I went and looked at this little Serbian grocery store in like Ravenswood or something, and it was a treat. Oh, this game's getting physical. There's some shoving going on.
Oh boy, is it the Chechens are getting kind of physical?
Just all of them. Oh, Pasternak took a puck or took something to the face. He's bleeding. The star player from the Boston Bruins is like bleeding out of his mouth. This is crazy, dude. You don't see this stuff. The Olympic hockey doesn't really get like.
I kind of want to turn this on.
Tumble like this. It's
I haven't watched any Olympics.
If you have Peacock or if you have just regular NBC on your normal television, they're probably showing.
Buddy, I got both. Okay, we watch a lot of TV in my house.
Yeah, you got the. I think overall, I probably said this before, but overall, I think I like the Summer Olympics more, like as like a whole 2-week thing. But my favorite overall event is for sure hockey in the Winter Olympics. Olympic hockey is like, there's nothing like it. It's awesome. It's just the best. There's sometimes they don't let the NHL players play for various reasons. Like they don't play in every Olympics. Like the last one, the 2022 Winter Olympics, there was no NHL players. It was all like college and amateurs or guys who played in other leagues, but it was sort of weird and not the same. Still cool, but not the same. This is what we're talking about. There's a Guy Fieri commercial on right now, so you got to get it on.
Oh yeah, I'm popping it on. We're on Peacock.
It's gone.
Okay. Now it's a Starbucks AI commercial.
Nice. That's what we do.
Well, I
That's what
assume
we
it's
love.
AI because everything is shitty in AI.
It looks like shit. Yeah.
Everything is just shit now.
Be funny to defend your shitty thing that you made and be like, no, it's not AI. It's just normal shitty.
Okay, the game's back on. It's 2-1 Czechia in the second period with 10:30 on the clock.
Oh, you're like ahead of me or something. Have they done the face-off yet?
They just showed that guy bleeding out of his mouth on the bench.
Yeah, that's David Pastrnak. He's like one of the best players in the league. He plays for the Bruins.
I thought
the Czechs have a few. The Czechs don't have as many NHL players as current NHL players as Canada. They have a few guys that used to play in the NHL that now play in like Europe or something else. And then they have some like amateur guys that have never been in the NHL, but they're really good. They're like Czechia is known for being one of the top hockey like nations.
Well, it's frozen, right?
It's frozen, like the country.
Is it like a frozen country? Yeah.
I don't know. It's normal. It's just like
a
Central European or Eastern European country, just average weather. I don't think it's that crazy. I'm sure it gets cold. It must get cold, but
yeah. What is who's that little fella that plays for the Blackhawks that people were really excited about?
Bedard.
Yeah, is he good?
He's good. He's controversially not on this team though. Somewhat of a controversy. The young phenom spot is being taken over by Macklin Celebrini, who was the first overall pick the next year. So Bedard was number 1 overall in 2024, and then 2025 it was this guy Macklin Celebrini, who actually played for the Chicago Steel, a minor amateur team in the area here. But Bedard he had like an all right first couple seasons. He's not really wowing like people thought he would. He's had some great moments, and he's definitely like a good player. He's definitely like a solid NHL player. He's not like
he's supposed to be the next Wayne Gretzky, right?
But yeah, he's not like really popping off. And Celebrini kind of is popping off. And in this tournament, he's really really popping off. He had a fucking bitchin' goal in this game. He scored through a guy's legs earlier in the first period in this game. He is
quarterfinal
on the scene. He's like 19.
God, look at all these Canadian guys. It's like, what? How can you not be at work right now? You're just in Italy. See, that's the thing. That's why I can't respect Canada, because there's no work ethic.
Bunch of syrup guzzling. This guy, look at this fan in the crowd here. Looks like Stephen King, the guy with the denim jacket.
Yeah, those are the guys I was talking about.
He looks like a Stephen King's like millennial son. And then this goaltender here, Jordan Binnington. He's known for being kind of a piece of shit. He's kind of like a shitty little asshole. He comes out of the crease a lot and hits guys. He trips people. He gets in fights. He chirps. He yells at guys. He throws fists.
Who's he play for in the NHL?
He plays for the St. Louis Blues.
Okay, and that makes sense.
I hate him. He's not. His big thing is that he and the Blues team in general went on like a world historical heater in 2019. They started the season like really bad. They had like 10 wins in the first like 2 months of the season. They were really bad. They fired their coach, had like an assistant coach promoted, and then they went on this fucking crazy.
And they won the cup, right?
And they won the cup. Yeah, they went. And Binnington had an amazing playoffs and played out of his mind. And so he kind of established himself as like the number 1 Canadian goaltender. And he's kind of unquestioned number 1 goaltender for Canada, but he is also sort of the biggest question mark, because he has when he plays internationally, he plays pretty well, but in the NHL he has long droughts, long streaks where he plays really poorly and gets emotional and freaks out, and I hate him. I hate his guts because he plays for the Blues and he's caused problems for the Avs before. But
what's that other guy's name? Prospertini?
What's that?
What's that guy's name?
Celebrini. Macklin Celebrini.
Macklin? Ugh.
And then the goaltender's name's Jordan Binnington. But we can get into NFL stuff now. I just want to have this on in the background. He
looks like a little dork. He looks like a psychopathic rich kid. Like he just those dead sharp guys.
Yes, that's definitely his vibe.
Yeah, he looks like a bad dude. He's definitely
guy that like kills animals in the forest with his friends and is like, why are you guys crying? Why are you guys freaking out? This is normal.
Yeah, if I know anything from what I've learned about hockey, He has definitely committed essay, and it will come out in the next 10 years.
Oh my god!
Just look at his eyes.
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
This game is physical. This is not group play anymore. This is win. This is you lose and you're done. Lose and you just get to be in it. You just have to hang out in Italy for the next 5 to 6 days. So real quick, just the media deal with the NFL I want to talk about. So the NFL's media deal doesn't expire till 2029, but they want to renegotiate now because the NBA just negotiated their deal and got a little bit more money. Their deal is worth a little bit more for Sunday night NBA stuff than Sunday night football. And the NFL is mad that somebody's number is bigger than theirs, and they are bloodthirsty capitalist pigs who will never take no for an answer. So they want to renegotiate their media deal now. It's going to be so big that people are worried that like networks aren't going to have enough money to give other leagues actually to broadcast on their networks. So the NFL if it was the NFL's had their way, if the world was made in their image, there would be no other sports on TV. There wouldn't be the Olympics. There wouldn't be hockey. There wouldn't be women's sports. There would be nothing. It would be only NFL 7 days a week on every continent, all hours of the day. That's what they want. That's their vision for the future. As Canada goes on the power play here. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it's gonna get like really bad, and it's gonna price out like the average viewer. Like, you know how they've made like the in-stadium experience completely unaffordable for just like the average person?
Yes.
I think the next step is to make it like a television program for like the super rich, and like what you're gonna see is like the NFL Sunday ticket package start to cost like $900. Or like you're gonna have to like you can like pick one team to watch, and then you have to pay for all the other games you want to watch like per week, like a la carte. They're gonna do something really fucky like that, and then it's just gonna become it's gonna there's gonna be so much greed and so much money tied up in it that it's gonna absolutely fuck over somebody like me and you. And that we're not gonna be able to, paying $300 for the year. Like it's like $20 a week for me to watch every Eagles game, and that's like that's a price point I can afford. Like that's fine. Um, I don't mind that. But if it becomes like $100 a week, 150 a week, or something absurd, even if it's like 50, 75, my biggest fear is that they're gonna price people out, and it's gonna become terrible and miserable, and they're just gonna say, "Oh well, fuck you."
Yeah, it'll be on.
Sorry.
Like every game will be on a different platform. It's like, all right, week 1 is on HBO, week 2 is on NBC, week 3 is on Tubi, week 4 is on Bluebi, week 5 is on Bim Bim, week 6 is on No.
Week 7 is on Mubi, like the art house streaming service that I have.
Yeah, I had to get a Criterion collection so I could watch the week 12 Lions Buccaneers matchup.
Yeah, they did the Janus Films title screen before kickoff. Is it Janus or Jay Anus? I never know.
Oh, it's Jay Anus.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident it's Jay Anus.
Yeah, I mean, judging by the guys I know that like those movies.
You take into account too, the NFL gets, when you look at like the pie graph of like where leagues generate revenue,
mm-hmm.
NFL generates far more of its revenue from media deals and media to everything than the other leagues do. The hockey and basketball and baseball make the bulk of their revenue generated is ticket sales still in the 21st century. Baseball, there's 1,000 fucking games a season, so they can afford to have some you can get in the door for like $9 in a baseball game when the team's bad, because it's like, there's 4,000 games. And then hockey and baseball, there's 82 games. They still make, the teams make still most of their money through ticket sales and concessions and stuff like that. So they don't have as much of a budget, as much of an incentive to go out and make these blockbuster mega fucking media deals that the NFL does, because they only have 17 games. Maybe there'll be an 18th one in the next 3 or 4 years, but they simply don't have as much they don't have as many games to charge for. So with the games that they do have, yeah, it's already out exorbitantly expensive. I mean, I haven't been to a football game in over a decade. Like I can't unless we were looking into Bengals tickets because the Bengals were so bad last year. There were some weeks we could have got in for like $50-$60. We could have done it if we wanted to drive down there, but not in this town. Even when the Bears are like 1-13, it's $250 to get in the fucking door there at that place. So yeah, it's gonna end up becoming actually going to physically sitting in the stands and watching a football game is gonna become for the 1%, unless something is changed or done.
It already has. Like
that's what they want it to be.
Yeah, it sucks. The only reason I've been to football games recently is because nobody likes the team that is native to the city here. And so unless it's like a very popular out of town team, like if it's like a Wisconsin or an Ohio or a Pennsylvania team,
or the Chiefs.
You can is the Titans, right? Like maybe like 100 Titans fans came to Arizona to like get out of the cold in Tennessee for that game I went to, but there were a decent amount of empty seats. And I got in for like a ridiculously small amount. The last games I went to, I even went when they were supposed to be good. So I'll kind of take this back. When they were supposed to be good, and it was like the home opener, I paid like $50 to go, and it was the Vikings too. It was like a good game, and I was still able to get like a nosebleed seat. I didn't get to sit really close for like no money like last time. But yeah, shitty team where people don't feel inspired to go is nice. But it was also like, unless the game that I went to was fun to go to. It ended up being great because it was like a comedy of errors. It was like so much incompetence that like it made the game competitive and interesting. If that hadn't have happened, it would have been a waste of a Sunday afternoon.
And you got to see one of the best throws of the year, pretty much, that Cam Ward throw.
Oh yeah, I got to see a couple.
Wasn't there that crazy throw in that game?
Yeah, there are a couple. There was that sideline throw to the tight end. I can't remember his name. He's like their second tight end. And then there was that touchdown that what's his name? The ex-Seahawks receiver kicked to himself. It was the interception that was fumbled and kicked and recovered for a Titans touchdown. So Cam Ward threw a touchdown. It was fumbled by the Cardinal safety, and then it was kicked into the end zone. And
oh yeah, that was
what's his name fell on it. He used to be like a really good slot receiver for the Seahawks.
Doug Baldwin?
No, it wasn't Doug Baldwin. This is really good. This is Seahawks receiver. I'll find it right now if you just talk for 2 seconds.
Okay, I'm going on Pro Football Reference. We're gonna go to
Tyler Lockett.
That
sucks. Tyler Lockett leaves the Seahawks the year they win the Super Bowl. They should give him a ring this year.
Yeah, didn't he join the Seahawks the year after they won their last one? So he was just sort of a right in the middle guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, because I think he played in one that they lost. It looks like. Yeah, he played in the one they lost, and then left, and they won again. That sucks for him. God, what a fucking asshole. Oh, he's from Tulsa. He's from Oklahoma, like me.
Oh, cool, dude. He
He's
went to Booker T. Washington High School. Have you heard of that?
I have. Yeah, that's actually like there are a lot of NFL guys go there.
It's in Tulsa. Yeah, Justice Hill went there. Wow, Kevin Lockett went there. A lot of NFL guys have gone there.
Yeah, they're a very good football school.
I wonder if there's any NFL players from.
Well, that's like kind of like the Tulsa. There's Jenks and Union, which are like where all the white guys go, and then all of the non-white guys go to Booker T.
Take me back to Tulsa. I'm too young to marry. You've heard that song?
No, but Tulsa sucks. And apparently it's gotten very like conservative and very Trumpy and weird since I left. It was like when I lived there, it was like the cool artsy town, and it's just completely changed since Oklahoma City has like exploded and everyone's moved there. Do you know Oklahoma City is the 20th largest city population density in the country now. It's like considered a major city technically because of population density and just like geography. Like the city has like
Tulsa or
grown in
Oklahoma
size.
City?
Oklahoma City. It's gotten a lot bigger because I lived there last year for like 3 months when I did rehab there. Um, and it's like hardly recognizable. Like obviously, like the streets are the same, but like there's so much shit to do there now. It's weird, and it's not
Because
all
of
just a bunch of like white people walking around. Like
because of
the cultural demographics
oil,
have
right?
completely
Isn't it
shifted.
like oil
It
money?
was originally oil. It was like a boom town. There's that book, Boomtown. But it was like an oil boom town like Houston in the 80s. Um, and then I don't know because oil and natural gas are still big there, but other industry has like since exploded, and it's affordable to live in Oklahoma, and so a lot of people have moved from the West Coast to Oklahoma and bought like cheap houses and cheap land, and like they've really built it up, and like there's cool shit to do there now. It's like a major city.
Wow. I wonder if they'll get another if one of these sports leagues expands, if they could get a new team, if they could get
That's always like
an
the
NFL team or
argument.
an NHL team or a baseball team.
It would be sick if they got they would absolutely be able to support an MLB or an NHL team. I don't know if they'd be able to do a football team. Um and I don't know if they have room for like a stadium. They'd have to build it way outside of the city, like in Kansas City. Um but yeah, just look at what they did. Like people were like, yeah, like when I was a kid, it was like Oklahoma City will never be able to sort of support a pro team. And then I'm a junior in high school and the Thunder come and they're like the top in attendance. Like they're like top 5 in attendance every year since their inception. Like people will go to the games even when they suck. People love the Thunder. Like
Yeah.
Oklahomans are very, very loyal and supportive and hardcore about stuff like that. They're very passionate and loyal about sports.
They have good like sports talk radio shows, I bet. Like crazy callers and
Oh
everything. For
yeah.
OU
Oh
for
yeah.
OU football and for like high school wrestling and shit.
Yeah, dude. I used to call in and fuck with this one guy, Mark Rogers, all the time. He hated me. Um,
Really?
I was like 15 and he hated me. Like he would like come to my high school because we were a good sports high school. Um, and like my friend, her dad worked with him on the radio and like on the local sports news. Um, and he like tried to introduce me to him and like laugh it off and like he just stared like he's like, hey, this is the guy the Cobb that always calls you. And he was like pissed off to see me. And this was like a 45-year-old like fat guy. So yeah, I
Boys.
don't know. It's always like Oklahoma City used to always be just like big fish in a small pond. That was the vibe. That's why I left because I don't want to be a big fish in a small pond. Like that seemed lame to me. I wanted to go be a nobody in a big cool city, and that was fun. But now you can like be in Oklahoma City and be like a weirdo. You can be like an alternative kid there, and they have like a cool metal scene and like a hardcore punk scene now, and they have
Oh,
venues and like
okay.
they actually have shit to support that. Like it's not just like your top 40 bands touring and like shit
You're
like that. Like they
you're
have
kind of selling me on it. I kind of want to go visit now.
if like they weren't
How's
like
the
near the so education is really low. It's like they're like
yeah.
the worst. Their public schools are the worst and like several different categories. And then like their legislature, like women's like reproductive health, like women's rights are like really backwards there. So like I wouldn't want to until that shit changes and until they stop banning books, I would not raise my daughter there. But
Yeah.
if some of this legislation gets reversed, it's the Bible Belt, so you have to understand like everything is centered around God and Christianity. Like you have like commercials on TV about like there are hospitals, but the hospitals are like, we pray for you, God is with you here. It's very jarring to
Jesus.
like I grew up around it, lived away from it for 10 years, went back and then turned on the TV and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this. It's like God, everything. Like they pray before football games and shit and like Thunder
Nice.
games. Um So, and that's never going to change. So, I don't know if like you'll be able to get an abortion there, or if like a teenager can get birth control.
Mm.
Um, but if that shit changes, I would move my family there probably, just to be close to my family, my sister and her kids.
How's the restaurant scene in OKC?
Um, It was pretty decent when I lived there. I don't know, like
any good ethnic enclaves.
That I'm not sure. My parents eat like Tex-Mex, and like that's
Nice.
it.
Okay.
And there's like a French restaurant they like to go to.
Oh.
But I'm sure you could. I went to a couple cool places when I was there. I don't really have friends there anymore. I would hang out with my sponsor, who was a 42-year-old man named Tom, who was really cool.
Tom. Solid.
Yeah, he was like an aging, like cool hipster guy who like still went to indie shows. And he was a geologist that went to the University of Oregon. I shouldn't talk about him because it's like anonymity, but I liked him. He was cool as shit. Just aging hipster guy. And it's like, okay, that's like that guy can speak to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's pretty all right. There's more gluten-free options there than there used to be. And like when I lived there, I didn't
across the board, I'd say.
I hadn't developed like celiac when I lived there, so I didn't have to eat that way. But I mean, groceries are fucking cheap. When I'd go get my groceries, like gas was fucking cheap. The weather's nice. Like a beautiful spring day in Oklahoma City is like some of the best shit you'll ever see. Like, like summer, like 7 p.m. in the summer, tree lined streets. Like, yeah, man, I fucking love that. That's my shit right there. But anyway, yeah, fuck the NFL. They're money hungry goons and they're gonna ruin it. They are ruining it for everybody, and like we just have to live in this hellhole. The whole country is just becoming Night City from Cyberpunk, and we have to just accept the fact that everything is designed to strip the humanity and the creativity from us. So we're just forced into this corner where we just produce and consume and then die. But other than that, like I'm pretty good.
Yeah, the draft's coming up.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. The combine starts on Monday, my dad's birthday.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he'll be 75.
No, I mean, I was saying really about the combine. Shout out to your dad. Happy birthday.
It's February 23rd. Yeah, so it starts Monday and it goes all week. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see how some of these quarterbacks throw. I want to see. I haven't checked lately. I want to know what happens with Trinidad Chambliss. I know he's suing the NCAA for a 6 year of eligibility. But if he came out this year, he would be the second quarterback off the board. This is a pretty weak QB class, if you ask me. It's Mendoza and then maybe Nussmeier, and then a bunch of guys that are going to be playing in the UFL or Canadian football
or NFL Europe, if we could get that rebooted up.
If we could get NFL Europe rebooted, that would be cool. I don't think Diego Pavia is going to be making anyone's roster. Like, he's not going to be an active participant in the league, which is a shame because we kind of need we need a shitty little poor kid that and I don't mean that in a derogatory way. All these quarterbacks are just from wealthy families. Their parents can afford to spend 80 grand a year on QB coaches and nutritionists and weight training coaches for them, from when they're 13 plus, and send them to all these camps. We need a kid like Pavia who's just grew up in a low income neighborhood and kind of has a brash attitude and is a little shorter and everything. He's the inverse of all these stereotypical QB profiles. He doesn't come from wealth. He doesn't come from class. He's a working class background and he wears it on his sleeve, and I think that's sick. So I would love to have a quarterback like that in the league, but they'll never.
Kind of blew it though. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he whined about the fucking Heisman thing, and that is going to end up fucking him over. Because they just need he's short and already kind of mouthy, so they needed something on paper to use against him, and said they can't just say oh, we don't want the Mexican guy, because that's what they're actually thinking. It's Mendoza's from he has MAGA Cuban American parents from Miami, so that's fine. That'll work.
Well, his Cuban parents might not like him too much when they see what the Trump administration is doing to Cuba right now. Maybe they want that secretly.
I don't know. I think as long as as long as they're making money somehow, right? Like if they're invested in like whatever companies will be like supplying the weapons. Like that's what it's all about, baby. Like this isn't KD's like Capital Group owns a company that is producing like drones for
Israeli
Israel.
drones, yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're all like that's why none of these guys are saying anything. That's why like NBA players aren't speaking out against like Trump really, and like Chet Holmgren wouldn't say anything about the Minnesota thing. That was pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like he's a dumb 20-something-year-old kid, and it's like he probably has no idea what happened. Like honestly, like he just looks at like TikToks of big asses and like basketball, and then goes and plays basketball.
He just
so like when he was like, I honestly don't know that much about it. I think that he was telling the truth. Like I don't expect him. I don't need our athletes to be our thought leaders. Like, if your fucking role model is like a 150-pound, 7-foot tall man, like you have worse problems.
His big thing was that he saw like some Minnesota-based hype beast was like, "Hey man, I have to cancel some of my pop-ups," and he was like, "Oh no, what's going on? What's
holy shit?
Oh, is everything okay?" The vintage hat guy has said he can't do a pop-up.
Are these leftists like hurting the vintage hat guy? I can't get the fucking Seattle Mariners. I can't get the Arizona Coyotes flat bill for $70 that I want.
What do you mean? My Montreal Expos hat is going to be delayed. The package is delayed.
Like, yeah, this is bullshit. These violent leftists delayed my hat. That's such bullshit. Why did leftists hate streetwear culture so much? Hey, as a 35-year-old man that is like getting into streetwear culture, I gotta say something really quick. I need my comrades on the left to like stop doing so much civil disobedience when there are so many sick pop-ups happening right now. They just started to come back from COVID. So like just don't disrupt, like don't fuck with streetwear culture. Look, RIP to the GOAT, Virgil Abloh, but streetwear's not dead. And like I have so many shirts with like tribal flames on the sleeves. So how could it be dead? I'm wearing like I have a vintage LeBron jersey, and it's from when I was a junior in high school. That's vintage now. And I'm wearing it. I'm 35 and I have a kid.
We're canceling LeBron now after his Israel comments. We're not
What'd he say?
supporting him anymore. He said because one of the All-Stars is Israeli, and I don't know. I'm not sure.
I didn't know that. Yeah, he plays for the Portland Trail Blazers. I figured that out on my own, actually.
Right. I don't know if it was because they were talking about him or what it was, but basically LeBron was like, "Yeah, I've never been over there. I've heard nothing but nice things. I'd love to go one day." You've heard nothing but You've heard nothing but nice things, LeBron, about Israel, the nation of Israel. You haven't heard anyone say anything negative about or any negative really actions that they're doing or supporting.
And I can't even say what I want to say because of the implications that my words would make. But he knows what he's doing. He doesn't want to upset certain things in his balance. I get that. LeBron's a capitalist. He's a soulless capitalist at the end of the day. So we should not be turning to him for any kind of like he has always given the most lukewarm social justice thoughts. Like when he pretended to read Malcolm X's book. Or like he even used the shut up and dribble thing for his own commercial image. Like, I'm not going to act like he's some kind of radical or like revolutionary figure all of a sudden. That guy is a fucking walking, talking corporate logo. And he has been since he was 17. So, like, I get it. The KD fucking drone thing, I think, is grosser.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's far worse. And then, like, he had like a burner account defending it and got busted for that. He is the weirdest NBA superstar we've ever had.
He's so online.
He is so online and he is so fucking neurodivergent and like thin skinned that he just needs to get off the internet.
It's going to be hard explaining his whole thing to people that didn't see it. Like when we're grandpas,
Like,
we have to explain.
be like, yeah,
Like
like no, he was
dad told me
like
about Kevin Durant. It's like, well, I don't know. He was a great college player.
he was the
Like,
purest
yeah,
scorer
but
I've ever seen, but he was too on the spectrum. It made you not like him. Like we
has he?
wouldn't have shot spitwads at him at school, but we wouldn't have like he wouldn't have come to every sleepover because he's weird. He's doing weird stuff with his fingers in his butt. That's the kind of kid he is.
I don't know about that, but
Oh yeah, you don't think that Katie's playing with his booty hole? I do.
I mean, if he
Smelling
is,
the fingers.
that's not an issue I have with him. If that's what he's doing,
I mean,
that's
it's
fine.
I don't want to touch his hand. I don't know where it's been.
Well,
That's an
I'm
issue
probably
for me.
never going to touch it. I'm probably never going to be in that position. I'm not really worried about that.
I've seen him in person a few times, and unimpressive for him.
Jeez,
He's an unimpressive like physical being.
he's pretty tall.
He's too skinny. This was also when he was like 25 and playing for the Thunder still, before he was an MVP. But he's also like a huge narcissist. He's the weirdest guy. Yeah, he's the weirdest. He has adult acne and he's 37. He's the weirdest little guy. Remember when he had the gross dry skin? Like he doesn't take care of himself very well.
He doesn't really he's never really had he's never been married, doesn't really have like a girlfriend. He doesn't really seem to have any like friends. Like you see like when like Draymond and LeBron or like Jokic and Luka at the All-Star game, they're like screwing around with each other and like you see them in the off-season together and stuff like that, like hanging out or working out together. Does Kevin Durant really have that? Does he have like
Nobody likes him.
Like a bestie or not really? He probably has
No,
some like weird like imagine his posse, imagine his like crew, guys he hangs out
it's
with.
the
Like,
Fanatics guy.
They're like Discord guys.
Yeah. His best friend is like the Fanatics dude.
Really?
What's his name? What's that guy's is it Ruben? Not Rick Rubin.
Like
that's
the president of Fanatics?
Yeah. That's like his boy, I think. Like
really?
I'm pretty sure they're friends.
That sucks.
Fanatics guy. Let's see here. Yeah, Michael Rubin. Who has all like the weird white parties.
Oh.
And who's like, I'm really surprised isn't in the Epstein files yet.
Some guys are
Michael Rubin and Kevin Durant are always hanging out. Kevin Durant's boardroom. Team up. Fanatics teams up with Kevin Durant's boardroom in expansion into pro athlete development. Yeah, and that's from last February. So Michael Rubin is like his best friend.
So, but he's not like Michael Rubin's not like from Oklahoma. Like they don't. It's not like they know each other for a long time, right? He just met him from being another famous guy.
Yeah, I think he just like invited them to his weird little parties where like he likes to collect athletes and rappers because he has money now. So he has like little parties for them. So he gets to hang out with them, like their little trading cards. I said that's what he does. And then just like, kind of like forces himself into like popular culture with his money. And he's not like completely inept like Elon Musk, so he can pull it off. Elon Musk like begging to come like hurt kids at that island is like pretty like I wish that this could be more of a thing. I wish we lived in a healthier society where like this would be the top news story and he would be like prosecuted and put in jail. And that like I wish things haven't gotten so far out of hand where like there's going to be no recourse or justice because of like the elite levels of money and like families that are tied up in this, and like they're so deeply ingrained in politics that we literally have to like dismantle the current system and get corporate money out of it.
I mean,
for there to be any kind of justice.
That's kind of already becoming like the company line that they use is like, okay, well, guys, yeah, some of this stuff is messed up, but like, what do you expect us to do? completely revamp our entire economical system from the ground up because it's so rotten.
Uh-huh.
Yes, that's what we want. Yes.
Yep.
But that's what it is. It's like, well, I'm sorry that I'm sorry that there's a bunch of evil pedophiles that run the world, but we can't just hit the reset button, okay? We gotta let it sort out. That's pretty much what they're telling us.
we gotta let it get like a lot worse.
Let it run its course. Yeah.
And then be like, hey, remember that like 10 years ago when we knew everyone was a pedophile, and then we just kept putting out like new menu items on Taco Bell for people that were making sense, and they forgot. Remember when we did like the $5 stuffed crust pizza, and then everyone was happy again? Yeah, that was crazy. That was fucking crazy, dude. That's his whole fucking country. It's really depressing.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. It rocks. USA, Team USA, baby, gold medal.
Yeah, a fanatic experience.
Little St. James, that's a fanatics experience.
A fanatics experience. Yeah, I mean, more or less. Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't fucking get it. But at least I'm not like I've had like been so like I have such a myopic focus right now. It's just like my job, my family, and then whatever book I have, like on on my lap, and it's like I'm not like one of these guys that are like, reading like millions of pages of these files and making TikToks about them, like losing my mind. Like I can't do that. I'm glad some people are, but they're just hurting themselves. Because there's going to be there's no recourse that's coming.
It's really strange how that's all playing out. And we will get back to football to wrap it up here in a second, but
we're going to get Gavin Newsom as our president, and people are going to be like, oh, thank God. The guy that mocks Trump is the president.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. And things are just going to keep being the same. But it's Gavin Newsom, thank God. Not Trump.
Yuck.
It's as if we don't deserve better than just, not it's not the disaster, but it's still like pretty miserable.
The thing with the way the Epstein file stuff is playing out is that it's just information overload. Like if we can't organize it and make it into like a cohesive response, then it's just too much. It's just a bunch of schizos reading and like like you said, making TikToks about it, and it's just like that Aaron Parnas guy that makes that like everyone follows on his like the news Instagram guy, but all he's doing is just like sitting in bed being like, we have some very significant news right now. The White House is voting on blah blah blah. It's like you could see the bags under his eyes, like he's not getting any sleep. He's kind of making a new video every like 15 minutes all day, every day. It's like you can't live like this. I don't know, you can't. This is not getting anywhere. It's not having a lot of repercussions in this country. In other countries, people are stepping down, or like maybe in some lower positions in this country, some people are stepping down, but the ones that really need to aren't, and it's getting weird. But anyways, before we go, I think we probably deal with a shorter episode this week, being it's the off season. We're in sort of a weird interlude between the Super Bowl and the Combine, where there's not a whole hell of a lot happening besides just some releases. But I mean, I guess if you do want to touch on the Tyreek Hill and some other people getting released by the Dolphins, and them saying, and the rumors swirling that they're just gonna basically eat to his contract and just kind of be just bite the bullet and do a weird rebuild thing where they're just like abandoning the Tua timeline completely, despite it hurting the team in the short term. It's probably the right move.
What I've heard people say about it is like, well, look, it's not like the Broncos did it. Like all you have to do is draft a good quarterback. And it's like, okay, like you're making it sound like it's very easy what the Broncos were able to pull off. What the Broncos have done with like eating the Russell Wilson money is very impressive. And you're expecting like the Dolphins to all of a sudden become competent enough to do something like that. Like that's crazy to me. That's fucking crazy.
The difference between
that is not going to happen.
What's different about that situation is they also got new ownership in the. Oh God, the ref took a big hit in this hockey game. They had to stop the game because the ref got smacked. Jeez Louise. The Broncos also got new ownership. The Dolphins' ownership is not changing anytime soon. And that's
what's the guy's name? Stephen Ross.
Stephen Ross. He's a real piece of shit.
Yeah, they'd be better off with Rick Ross running the team.
Even by NFL owner standards, I mean, it's Rick.
It's
Ross,
pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. He's a big piece of shit.
Rick Ross?
No. Stephen Ross. Rick Ross. I don't know. Doesn't seem like the nicest guy in the world either. But I don't know anything specific.
I remember like he had a personal assistant that he held hostage, which is uncool.
We don't like that.
I don't. I hate it.
No, we're not fans of that.
Yeah, they let go. So I think they're just going to eat the Tua contract. Tua goes to the Jets on like a $1 million deal because he's still going to be getting paid by the Dolphins.
Yeesh.
He plays even worse and gets his head knocked off and dies on the field.
Don't say that.
And then they study his brain and they're like, oh my God, there's nothing in here. Like, they're like, did he have CTE? And they're like, there's just nothing. It's just mush.
It's just a bunch of earwax, yeah.
And then like the NFL like pledges like $1 billion to like racial injustice, and we forget about like the horrible head trauma thing. But yeah, Tyreek Hill, his career is done, probably, right?
I imagine he has like 1 or 2 more bullshit years with like, I don't know, like the Panthers or the fucking Cardinals or something, but it's not gonna. It'll be unremarkable. He should probably just retire.
Yeah, I don't see like him playing at all this year. He's 31, but yeah, maybe he has like, he plays like 8 games for like the Ravens next year because they still refuse to have a good wide receiver. You know what I mean? Like they refuse to like actually draft or develop a good receiver, and they just want to sign a guy who was once a big name, but is 33, coming off like a dislocated knee, multiple torn ligaments, and like he just kind of goes away like Odell Beckham did. You remember Odell Beckham was like the face of the league. Like he was like the culture of the league for a while from a player standpoint, and now he's just no one even remembers him.
At least when Odell Beckham was on the Rams in the games that he did play, he did kind of pivot to being like, I'm just going to be like the fundamentals guy, and I'm going to be the 3rd or 4th string guy that gets crucial first downs at the end of the game.
He was like a dominant slot receiver for the Rams, and like was even like had like 90 yards and a touchdown in the Super Bowl before he hurt his knee. Like he was on pace for like well over 150 yards and would have been the Super Bowl MVP had he like kept playing in the game. Like he was dominating the Bengals in the slot. That was crazy. And now he's just completely gone, and no one even talks about him. And it's pathetic. It's sad, like how fast the drop off for like elite receivers is. It's like baseball players.
Every once in a while, they do trot out the video of his one-handed catch every once in a while during the regular season. You'll see that, but not really talked about as a probably not making the Hall of Fame. I've seen some people being like basically acting like Tyreek Hill's career is pretty much already over, and being like, is he a Hall of Famer or not? That's where people are. That's how
I feel about it. But also, like, he's like facing all these lawsuits for like sexual assault, or I don't know. Isn't he being civilly sued for abuse?
I mean,
it seems like there's always a lawsuit.
I don't know, but something is always
He's not a high character
sticking
guy.
his nose where it doesn't belong, and it makes it really hard to root for him or to say he should be a Hall of Famer when he's constantly in the headlines
being violent against women.
Piece of shit. Yeah.
Yes, he's a bad guy. Bradley Chubb was also released, who like I don't think he's a bad guy. He doesn't seem like a bad guy.
I don't think so.
But yeah, it seems like the Dolphins are kind of just over it. # over it at this point.
Nobody wants to work anymore. #.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if the Dolphins are one of those situations where it's like it was just so toxic and shitty there that even players who look you can only take their production with the Dolphins for a grain of salt. I can imagine Bradley Chubb being an extremely solid rotational pass rusher for some team next season.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And we all just go like, "What boy? Why didn't he look like this with the Dolphins?" But you know goddamn well why he didn't look like that with the Dolphins because it was
if they pair him, the Eagles need a pass rusher. I wanted them to trade for Bradley Chubb over Jalen Phillips. Jalen Phillips played well, but like had like one sack. He was like the pressure's god for the Eagles, like second half of the season. So like I don't know, put him back in the Fangio defense. Maybe he's a double-digit sack guy. Maybe we don't have to trade for Max Crosby, like how I said last week. And then the second we drop the episode, Adam Schefter, listens to it and then starts reporting that Crosby to the Eagles could be a realistic thing.
Yeah, start citing us, Adam.
Yeah, you little fool. Remember when he wrote a whole book about like banging a 9/11 guy's wife and raising his kid? Take to the victory lap. Do you remember that? His wife, he like is a 9/11 widow, and they had a small child together. And he wrote a whole book to the guy saying like, "Yeah, I'm hitting your wife and raising your son." Like, how does that make you feel?
I'll make you feel, white boy.
Yeah, how does that make you feel, white boy? Knowing Shefty's getting behind your girl every night. While I'm tweeting.
Reports are coming in that I'm giving your wife quality back shots nightly. He kind of sounds like his cadence is very similar to Jim Rome.
God, I love Jim Rome. Used to be a Jim Rome listener, like his CBS show.
Oh my god, yeah! I used to work with a guy that had to listen. I used to work prep with a guy that had to have it on while we were doing our work in the morning, and I fucking hate even when I was like a 17-year-old boy that was jerking off 6 times a day. I still thought that guy was really annoying. So that should give you a little.
He just has wet hair and a little goatee. I love it. That's a cool way to look. That's cool. He's cool.
Let's get Rome on the program.
I bet we could. He's not like a hugely in-demand sports personality.
Yeah, I heard him doing an ad read on a podcast the other day. I was like, "What the fuck's this guy doing?" And I'm a little, at least in my very brief research, he seems to not. I would have for sure pegged him as a guy that made the hard right MAGA turn.
He's not at all, though. He's the opposite.
No, he actually is not like that at all.
No, he kind of like hates Trump, but in like a veiled way, because he doesn't want to offend like all. Like I think like 90% of his like listenership is on Long Island, so he doesn't want to upset those guys. So he just doesn't say anything. Yeah, no, he's actually a pretty level-headed guy now. Like he's not as like.
That's so funny.
That he's become like he's like quieted down and become more reasonable, and not everyone else is doing what he did.
The practical centrist Jim Rome.
Yeah, there is beauty in this world. You just have to look for it a little harder.
He believes Jim Rome still believes in the rules-based international liberal order. God bless.
Yeah, and a woman's right to choose. What if like he did like a campaign ad that's like, I believe in a woman's right to choose between satellite and FM radio. We cannot let FM radio die. I'm just excited. I'm excited for free agency because I think it's going to be a fun free agency this year. And I think that like every year they're like, we're going to have more trades with players, and it never happens. But there are a lot of big names that should be like Max Crosby should move. Kyler Murray's probably going to move. Tua's going to get cut.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Brown is kind of like 50-50, although I think he will end up staying. I think they're going to do whatever to make him happy. It seems like there's more buzz picking up about trading Jalen Hurts, which is stupid. But yeah, it's going to be kind of a fun, funky offseason. Like the Vikings are going to have to do something at quarterback. They cannot go into next year with JJ. They can't just draft another. Like this isn't a good quarterback draft, so they can't just do another rookie again. I think
have they hired a new GM yet?
I don't know.
I don't think they have.
Not. Yeah, it's funny because it's like the combine's next week.
Oh my God.
But
they fired him so late. I mean, they only just fired him like not even 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, I think it was Sam Darnold winning the Super Bowl, and like for all intents and purposes, Kevin O'Connell wanted to keep Sam Darnold, but the GM was like, no, no, no. Well, like we invested in this guy, so he's your guy. So sorry, we can't give Darnold 100 million because we spent the draft pick on this guy. Like he's a finance guy. He's not like an X's and O's like football dude, right? They got him from like the private sector.
They got him.
So like he was good
Wall
at
Street
balancing a
guy,
spreadsheet, but like like didn't know football and like just wanted to balance the books, and it fucked them. So I think after Darnold won the Super Bowl, what I imagine in my head is that like Kevin O'Connell went to Ziggy Wolf's office and was like, "Hey, look, I know you're all over the Epstein files, but we have to fire this guy. Look what the quarterback I wanted just did. We can't let him continue to do this while I have the Super Bowl window open." And so he was
like,
probably like,
"But sir, the combine, she is only in 1 month, yeah." I'm assuming that's what Ziggy Wolf sounds like. I've never heard his voice.
Oh, absolutely. He's a German pedophile. That actually I can't
like
say.
Swedish or something? I don't remember.
I know he's German. He's a German pedophile. Was really good friends with Epstein. Probably gave a child ketamine or whatever. Really heinous shit. And like I know it's like not funny to say that. I'm not trying to be funny. This is what those people were doing. And when I say those people, I don't mean it like black people. I mean like billionaires. Just so. Because when sometimes when you say those people, it's like, okay, buddy, what are you trying to say?
You people,
Yeah, exactly. I was not saying that like how Anthony just did.
Neither was I. That was an example.
But yeah, I think it's going to be a fun offseason, man, and I'm excited for the combine. There's some good OL talent. There's a lot of good corners in this draft class. There's Seth McGowan is going to be the steal of the draft. There's going to be some good defensive players. It's going to be fun. It's always fun to me when it's not like a huge like quarterback receiver draft. There is some receiver talent in this, but it's not like the last few years. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of like defensive players and linemen and shit, and that's tight. There's some really good tight ends. There's this guy Sadiq from Oregon who I really want the Eagles to draft, and
just
if they can.
Real quick, these are some of the top free agents based on their previous average annual value. Tyreek Hill, Trey Hendrickson, Mike Evans, Trayvon Diggs, Christian Kirk, Khalil Mack, Deebo Samuel, Braden Smith, Travis Kelce, Jonah Williams, Joel Bitonio. Yeah, there's some guys in here.
Mike Evans is going to play one more year, he said. I think he stays for the Bucks. I think he wants to get another 1,000 yards for the Bucks. Unless he goes to like the fucking Bills or the Patriots and they give him like $20 million for a year. And they're like, oh, here, dude, 1 year, 20 mil guaranteed. Just please come and be our receiver. We have no one.
I really respect his, commitment to staying with one team his whole career and being really good for so long. But if he wants to do a 1 year, let's try and get a Super Bowl deal, I'd love to see him in blue and orange. I don't think he wouldn't. I'm not expecting him. You can't expect him to be like the answer and the top receiver on your team.
No, he has to be a complimentary piece.
Just imagine having Mike Evans as a option at any point in the game. Red zone.
You have some underneath speed. He's your contested catch guy, which he's still a good route runner. He's still a good contested catch receiver. Like he's dominant. Like he was on pace for 1,000 yards before he got hurt. He can still play. So yeah, like I can see him signing with a contender. Broncos would be fun. Buffalo desperately needs a veteran receiver that has upside, a little bit of upside or production left in him. Baltimore is one of those teams too. Maybe even like the Texans. That would be a fun option. But yeah, man, Rashid Shaheed could also hit the market. And if he does, he's going to get like high-end money just Kenneth because Walker. Of like, he didn't. Oh yeah. Kenneth Walker's going to get fucking paid, dude. He's only 25 and like he is a very productive running back, especially when you pair him, like when you platoon him, he is great. And like the second half of the season he had, and the playoffs, and especially the Super Bowl when he was the engine for that team, that offense, all Super Bowl long. He's going to get like 13, 14 mil a year. He's going to get like a Saquon deal. And he's 25 years old. You can get like 3 to 4 years of, high end production out of him. He doesn't turn 26 till October either.
How about Trey Hendrickson? Because I was talking to Mary about Max Crosby's free agency. I was like, would you like Max Crosby? And she said she wants Trey Hendrickson to try to come to the Bears. So that must mean Bears people must think that that's a possibility. I think he's going to want a lot of money though.
Yeah, he's going to be 31 and he's going to want a lot of money. Max Crosby's a couple years younger and it's like a more dominant player. So if it's going to be like, I would rather have Max Crosby for 3 years and Trey Hendrickson for 1, around the same price point. But you probably have to give Max Crosby a lot of guaranteed money. Yeah. But Trey Hendrickson is very productive. He had those 2 years at 17.5 sacks in a row. Dropped off a little bit last year, but was a little banged up. And not necessarily the most motivated guy in the world. Max Crosby is like a true dominant player. He's the kind of pass rusher that can take over a game.
Yeah.
So if you have the money and I'm the Bears, get Max Crosby at all costs. But you can probably get Trey Hendrickson and like a corner, which you need. You need another corner and you need a pass rusher. Because you don't know about the health of your stars. And you don't know.
I'm very intrigued by these pass rushers on this free agency list.
I think Khalil Mack is a little fried. He's like
Khalil Mack,
pass rusher.
That was going to be my next one I want to talk about.
He's a situational guy at best at this point.
Yeah.
I think he chases a ring. He's like Von Miller with the Bills to me at this point in his career. He's going to, honestly, like I remember when he was the most dominant edge rusher in the league. He was kind of like when edge became its own position, right? Like that era of ball when there was a defensive answer to the passing league thing. He's not that guy anymore. He probably gets you like 7 to 9 sacks. He's going to get a decent little veteran 1-year contract, and he's going to go to a contender that needs an edge. He could go back to Chicago. He's definitely the type of guy the Eagles would try to sign. They love bringing in like a superstar at the end of his career to see if using him as a situational rotational guy. They did it with like Ndamukong Suh. They did it with that defensive end from the Bears, who I can't even remember his name right now. What was his fucking name? It doesn't matter. But he's definitely the type of dude. They did it with Dalvin Tomlinson. Like he's the type of guy that the Eagles tend to go after. Like give him $1.5 million and the promise of pursuing a ring, playing in the playoffs. But I don't know. He's more of a name at this point. I don't know how big of his market is going to be. He's probably going to wait too. He's probably going to wait until like training camp or after training camp even, because he's 34. People get hurt. Like I can see him being on the market for a little while and then just like maybe like going ahead and re-signing with the Chargers. Because like is Joey Bosa going to come back to the Bills? Could he be like a Bills target? The Bills like bringing in old guys too, old pass rushers.
If you're the Chargers,
Niners,
oh my God,
need someone.
Czechia just took the lead 3-2.
Yeah,
with 7:42 left. Wow, this would be a
Chechians don't fuck
meteoric upset. This would be a earth-shattering upset. Sorry,
it's okay. The Niners are going to need some edge help.
Wait,
can you read the list of edge rushers again?
I just have it by let me see if I can sort it by position here. Sorry, I was just excuse me.
If you're sorting it by position, put a doggy at the top.
I was gonna say, if you're the Chargers, would you really want to resign Khalil Mack, because it's like you had so many injuries last year? Don't you want like younger, fresher guys in the rotation? As good as he is. I don't know.
Yeah, but I was just saying, like, that's what I see happening. Like, I was just trying to make a point. I don't think it's going to be as interesting as his name. leads it to be. Also, like probably like a Ravens target. The Ravens like bringing in old guys.
Okay, here are the edge defenders.
the
It's sorted
Chiefs.
by from youngest to oldest. So there's some real weird guys here. Well, I guess I'll go from the older.
Let's go
guys.
oldest at the top.
That will kind of know better. Sorry. Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot. Khalil Mack, Hassan Reddick, Joey Bosa, Malcolm Kuntz, Danico Autry, Leonard Floyd, Yetur Gross-Matos, Draymond Jones, Samson Ekubom, Arden Key, Joseph Asai, DJ Wanham, Von Miller, Cam Jordan, AJ Epinesa, Dante Fowler, Taekwon Lewis. Okay, yeah.
Cam Jordan's also another like classic Eagles target. Yeah, it's a lot of big names with not a lot left in the tank, in my opinion. The younger guys are interesting. Yetur Gross-Matos was like a very hyped draft prospect that hasn't really like been the guy he was projected to be, but has been productive. He's probably what, 27, 28?
Something like that.
Or is he older than that? Yeah.
Sorry, who?
Yetur Gross-Matos. How old is he?
I lost him. He's 27.9.
Yeah, there we go. 27, 28, yeah.
Spot Track has their ages in decibels for some reason.
Okay, so he's right in the middle there. He's a good candidate for like a modest like 12 to 15 year like average deal. He's a productive pass rusher in the right system. It's like the big names are like the least exciting players because of their age. I'm interested to see where Bradley Chubb ends up, and I think we're going to see Crosby moved before the draft. So like post combine, pre-draft, he gets moved, and then more pieces will kind of fall into place. But I think a lot of teams are going to be going after him because the Raiders are going to want to trade him. And I know Howie has been pretty aggressive after him since like early last year after the Micah trade, which the Eagles were trying to get into. They like offered like 3 first-round picks, and the Cowboys wouldn't even like take their calls, which I think is hilarious. They could have gotten a better deal.
Speaking of UNC status guys that we've definitely heard of who are hitting the free agent market and on the edge, Jadeveon Clowney still out there, still clowning around.
Yeah, he's like 34. He'll be 35. He had 6 sacks or 9 sacks a couple years ago. He's probably like done being productive, but again, situational guy. You bring him in for like fresh legs. Trey Hendrickson, 31. He's 31.2, so he just started, or he just turned 31. That'll be very interesting. I see him going to a contender for sure. I would like him or Crosby with the Bears. Khalil Mack going to be 35 soon. Yikes. Let's see here. Bosa is only 30. He'll be 31 when the season starts. He was productive last year for the Bills. Maybe they bring him. The Niners need pass rush help, especially with Nick Bosa. He's not going to be healthy to start the year. So maybe they bring in. They have like the Bosa boys on each end, and they can just have like their own little racist corner, like him, and then their dopey quarterback in the corner, just talking about how like women shouldn't vote. Or how like only white people should be able to be citizens, whatever they talk about.
Right.
Malcolm Kuntz, I don't know much about him. The name makes me uncomfortable to say. Let's see here. Leonard Floyd. Leonard Floyd is still in the league. That's crazy.
How about some of these quarterbacks? Daniel
QBs?
Jones, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson.
QB?
Marcus Mariota, Tyrod Taylor, Zach Wilson, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Jimmy Garoppolo, Mitchell Trubisky, Case Keenum, Trey Lance.
How did you sort it by position? Here we go. Oh, yeah, there's a drop down.
A lot of free agent QBs. Tommy DeVito.
Daniel Jones definitely gets re-signed, or at least I think it's the franchise tag with Indianapolis. He showed them enough that like they're going to want to keep him. I think a more interesting question is what happens with their backup quarterback. The Colts backup. what's his name? I'm having such a bad
Oh,
show.
Anthony
I'm
Richardson.
sorry. Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, I've seen things about him wanting to leave. Or
Oh,
likely.
absolutely. He's like, if he would have been healthy, he would have had his opportunity. But I don't know. Maybe there's still upside there. He's still very young. I know that the Stafford's coming back. So, and I know that McVay has expressed a lot of interest in him. So
Really?
maybe McVay loves him, and like he would be good in the McVay system where they, especially when they're doing like RPO stuff or design QB runs, but like just giving him like a little more time, with like under center play action, um, type of offense and like really dominant receivers. And maybe he can develop in that situation and find his way onto the field to play. Tyrod Taylor is going to end up being a backup somewhere. Man, yeah, the free agent quarterback class kind of sucks.
I'm
Minshew's still in the
wondering
league.
if there's one team that could really use like a ready to go like elite level backup. It's the Bengals, I would say, and I would like to see what moves they are willing to make to get a serious backup for Joe Burrow.
Who would you put in that category? Like who's a serious backup? Like, is it someone on this list?
I don't know. Like, oh, you got me on the spot here. Gosh.
Malik Willis is gonna
Willis,
start for a team though. I think there are gonna be teams. He's an unrestricted free agent. So like the Packers, he's an RFA or UFA. Yeah, I know he's a UFA. That means they'll have a chance to match, right? Or is that restricted free agent? They have a chance to match. I think that's restricted, but either way, yeah, Malik Willis is gonna have he's gonna start somewhere. Yeah, he's gonna get paid. Like he's gonna get around like a Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold type of contract, or he's gonna get like 30 a year for a few years. He'll get like a 3-year, like $90-100 million contract, from like the Jets or the Steelers or another team. The Dolphins need a quarterback, but they're probably going to have to play a rookie because of the weird stuff with the
Malik Willis
the
in
Tua contract.
Malik Willis in Pittsburgh is sort of a match made in heaven.
There is his former quarterbacks coach, who he had the best year of his career under, is now the offensive coordinator in Philadelphia. So that's why there's a lot of talk about trading Jalen Hurts for assets, and then signing Malik Willis, and then pairing him with Sean Mannion, because he'll be very comfortable in that Mannion offense. Yeah, the Canucks just tied it up.
Yeah, they just tied it. My God, this is a great game.
What do you think about that? How does that
Malik Willis to the Eagles?
Fancy? Yeah, that there are murmurs of that.
That'd be cool. I think, Malik Willis is going to be kind of the belle of the ball when it comes to free agent quarterbacks.
I mean, he played very well. Like he had a really good opportunity to get out of a shitty situation in Tennessee, learn and develop in an offense in a low stake situation, and then get high leverage opportunity and shine the last couple of years.
Yeah.
In Green Bay, keeping a playoff team afloat is no small feat. We've seen several teams kind of crumble when their starting quarterback goes down, and he won some important games for them, kept them in games. I think that with Sean Mannion's offense that he's very comfortable with, and a good running back and good receivers, that is an interesting situation for him. But I also don't. I'm not wanting to move on from Jalen Hurts yet. I want to see how he does in this offense. I don't think Jalen Hurts is the problem.
No.
Now I'm not in that building, and I don't know things that other people know, and things are getting leaked to it's not just league insiders that are hearing shit. It's beat reporters, legitimately qualified guys who have really good relationships with important people in that facility.
Long-standing ones.
So where there's smoke, there is fire. So there's a non-zero chance he gets moved if that's what we're hearing. But that being said, we've seen him a couple of years ago in a different offense playing like an elite high level quarterback. Like this last year, nobody played well last year. The offensive design was bad and nobody succeeded in it. And the locker room was toxic. And I honestly think there's finger pointing because of the head coach. I don't want to get rid of Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts will go somewhere else and be successful, and it's not going to sit well with Eagles fans. Like, that is stupid. However, the idea of Malik Willis excites me. I want to see him play and play well. And if he played well for my team, that would be sick. Also, like, the Vikings need a quarterback. So who's to say, like, he doesn't go there, get like a modest contract.
Sorry, just as far as the Jalen Hurts thing, like, that is just not fair. I think that, there's so many issues with the Eagles this year, and to think, like, if you think that was some sort of, if it's like, oh, well, this is the offense we have to do with Jalen Hurts, like, this is what he wanted, this is like the perfect Jalen Hurts offense. It's like, no, it's not. It's not his fault. Yeah. It's not like, this isn't the, like, ideal Jalen Hurts system. Like, he could have been utilized in so many different, better and smarter and
also
ways.
Jalen Hurts wants to be coached hard. He has said this on record, and you have seen him respond to hard coaching. Look at what happened to Alabama, and then he goes to Oklahoma, right? He stayed for a whole year as the backup behind Tua. He wanted to be coached hard. He didn't give up on the team, and then he transferred as a graduate senior, gets his graduate degree at OU, and is a Heisman finalist. He wants to be pushed. This was not a coaching staff that was equipped or willing to push him.
No.
They just didn't want to be accountable to anyone or anything, and they pointed the finger at him. And Jalen Hurts isn't the kind of guy that's going to start a bunch of shit. That's not his personality. He's a true leader. So, like, he's not going to go out in the media and be like, no, like, I don't know why they're pointing the finger at me, blah, blah, blah. He's just going to kind of roll with the punches and do his best to get better. Now, there are things he needs to improve on. He needs to get more comfortable throwing across the middle of the field. He needs to be under center. Yeah, he needs to have more under center play action plays in a game too.
He's like, not immune from
that's
criticism.
How the league works.
He's not perfect.
There are things he can work on, and that he has shown that he can improve. So you need to get a coach in there who's going to get the best out of him and sit him down and tell him, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is what I need for you. We're going to succeed together. And he's going to respect that. You don't have that kind of personality leading the team right now. And I think that's what the problem is. So, yeah, I think it's patently ridiculous to even talk about trading your franchise quarterback. I think it's so stupid. It's so silly. He just won Super Bowl MVP 12 months ago. That's nuts to me. But if it does happen, Malik Willis, that's an exciting type of guy, but I hope he goes somewhere else and flourishes while Jalen Hurts, steps up. And I think it's a huge hot seat year. I think if Jalen Hurts has an ineffective year next year, I think then it's more realistic to talk about moving on from him, because that's the league that we're in now. Quarterbacks have short leashes. It's very rare that you see somebody, stick somewhere, 7 to 10 years, especially if there are huge ups and downs like this.
Well, I think that's about all we have to say this week. It's a good place to end it here.
Hell yeah. Folks, watch the Combine.
Please watch
It's going to be fun. Please watch the Combine.
See how fast these guys can go and jump and stuff. Come on.
Yeah. It's really important to know how high a offensive lineman can jump.
I need to know but to the inch how big a guy's hands are before I hand him the keys to my offense.
Mm-hmm. Heard that. I will have I'll have some reports from the Combine. I'll have lists of guys that you're going to want to watch. Post Combine, there's really no point in watching, like, me giving a list of players like, hey, watch this tight end from Oregon at the Combine. Like, it doesn't fucking matter, because a guy can have a shitty Combine and have a great career, and vice versa. It happens every year. I think the Combine and, like, pro days, honestly, are kind of archaic. I think it's a bit outdated, and that you see less and less GMs and, like, head scouts go to the Combine every year for a reason. But it's fun. It's good TV. Guys are definitely going to make themselves money, improve their draft stock. There are going to be some names that pop. So I'll be here next week with a list of winners and losers from the 2026 NFL Combine.
And I'll be clued into the Wonderlic scores. That's my big thing. I
want to know.
Scores.
I want to know who's stupid. I want to know who the dumbest guy is.
If you score too high on the Wonderlic, they're afraid that you'll be subversive rather, and undermine the coach's authority.
Kyle Pitts is an unrestricted free agent. This could be his time to finally.
Is he a high Wonderlic guy?
No, but he was like a top 10 tight end draft pick who like everyone's like, you don't understand. He's going to be Jimmy Graham and OBJ combined. Like, he's such an athlete. He's essentially a receiver playing tight end. And like, he can't really block and has like not been very productive for the Falcons. Like, he was drafted as a guy that was going to, change tight end even more. But he's 5 years in, and like every year there's that joke where like somebody drafts him on their fantasy team. And they're like, this is finally the Kyle Pitts year. I know the Eagles love him. And so maybe he'll sign with the Eagles. We let Dallas Goedert walk.
Okay. The funniest thing about Kyle Pitts is that his first year he had 1 touchdown. His second year he had 2 touchdowns. His third year he had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, so that's called progress.
I think he had 4 this year. So yeah, he's on pace for 5. And we'll be here to cover it for you, folks. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, we'll have Kyle Pitts watch.
We'll see you next week on the Kyle Pitts Show. Bye-bye.
Bye.